opponent's turn to pick. Dire's turn to pick.
Game 3 and the deciding game here between Team Liquid and Team Secret. And when was the last time that I informed you all of how important this series is? Team Liquid, they want to have a shot at making it on the top of the group, therefore getting directly to the playoffs of the major. On the other side, Team Secret, can't believe I'm saying this, but they want to avoid relegation to the lower division. So that's what's at stake here. And I mean, this is a very exciting game. We have the same bands coming out once again. Team Liquid will be Radiant. Team Secret will be Dire again. Snapfire this time around. Game 3 so far, every time first pick picked up, and this time it is Liquid again. We saw Taiga on it, obviously first game, very good. Now we also know that it is a hero that Insania plays, so it is a little bit of a snap pick, but also a flex pick, I wanted to say, as a Wind Ranger picks up first. What? This is the evolution of the series, if anything. Yep. You're going to have Liquid, who's now first pick for the first time in the series. They're trying to steal that Snapfire straight away, and then Windrunner. I don't mind it, just because I feel like in mid lane, if you draft the best lineup around it, it is really annoying to deal with, especially into the mid game. But we'll see what direction they go, and they just steal the Magnus themselves.
I feel like I used to see this from a certain Secret at one point.
Yeah, that's true. Was the first one?
I think it was the first iteration, right? When they were picking it every single time.
Yeah, it was the S4 one.
Yeah, they used to love this. But
this is a pretty potent offlane as well. You're going to have a lot of chip annoyance in the lane with the shockwave build from Magnus, and then you have obviously Windrunner playing that if it's 4. You can flex to the mid if needed. So the key component from Secret now is how do they get through second phase, picking their 5 and their carry without it being like, I guess, too counterable potentially.
And they're gonna go Legion, huh? I thought I heard that one. I didn't have my earbud in, but I thought I heard a Legion. Yep,
and so this hero, you actually talked about it this morning, T, because even though we basically don't really see it, it is super popular in China. Yeah, so of course you have the idea of like the purge, it helps, and in China it's mainly because of Shaman, Lion, and that concept. But I think in this scenario, this is, again, it feels like Sumail's contribution is dictating the draft a little bit here. In game 2, he's picking DK for the Windrunner, and in this scenario, he's asking or potentially talking about the Legion for the Windrunner, because Windrunner is always elusive, gets in and out, fight physical damage. What type of lineup thrives on that? Legion Commander. He loves locking down these heroes that like to buy BKB, that like to try and poke and get in and out, and then you blow them up inside that duel. So, yeah, pretty much that.
What's our win rate for Legion though in the Europe region? I think it's very low.
Yeah, correct.
I think basically people are not playing it, not doing it the same type of thing.
It's 2 games, and I believe it's 50%.
Oh, it's actually played twice. Okay,
Yeah,
I thought it played a little more, but
this is only upper division that I'm referring to. Yeah, so it's 2 games and 50% win rate.
Okay, well, doesn't give much.
So Secret actually won with it already, and then Hellbear smashes, well, the loses with it. So potentially you might argue it's undefeated.
I mean, it seems like it's going to be about these. I feel like it's going to be a lot about these super carries this series. We did see that now both times. We saw one super carry on one side, super carry on the other side too. All the buff ups, saves. Great setup too. And I mean, lots of Roche enabling. That's what I've been seeing too. Is like Snapfire is always just going to be able to get these Roche. I think T was saying it too. I'm getting a little sick of seeing Shredder Solar Crest on it.
Every time.
Buff it up even more. And it's a good gank combo.
Yes.
Always going to be a pretty strong one.
I feel for Secret right now. Now that you have this Legion, I'd love to see Winner just put in the 4 role, play off the fact that you have Shackle. I guess Legion as well thrives there because you have this hard to spell, so you're propping up that 1 core to play well.
But then at least your Wind Ranger won't just, die in some situations.
Yeah.
Just if you do get caught out of position from a duel. And they're going to ban out, buff ups. Magnus is there, so they take out the PA, take out the Troll. Legion overall is a lane believer as well too in a lot of situations too. So if you do ban out a lot of those just lane winners that are up against it, you can actually dominate the lane pretty hard. And I've been just seeing, man, like Taiga with the Snapfire, he's very good at just dominating lanes. So.
Well, especially when you have Legion and Snap in the same lane, right?
Yes.
If you go for the overwhelming build plus and the cookie, it's like there's a lot of explosive damage. Or you can just go Legion for a more of an independent build, playing off of your lifesteal, and then putting the Snapfire in a more active role, playing into mid as well. Like there is variation, but Legion as well is a hero that very quickly can be bullied. And
sure.
Like for Anti-Mage, for example, for Secret comes to mind because you might go Anti-Mage, Legion counters Anti-Mage, but the laning phase, it gives Anti-Mage free farm. And maybe in the game, of course, Legion can have the 1-up, but
in the general entry of what Anti-Mage asked for, he completely can destroy this hero.
I wonder if we're going to see a Razor in this series too. I was thinking that we could see one.
Yeah, casual Razor wouldn't be opposed.
Razors are nice, especially because there's all like it's all about these like super carries. I'm just waiting to see like, okay, link them up.
Yeah, a Razor, a little bit of the anti-super carry.
Yeah.
Well, we got a couple of spirits banned out. There's of course Earth Spirit and Void Spirit still left in the pool.
So that I mean that would those bans would indicate that it's a Wind Ranger core in a way too, but maybe they're trying to kind of bait him a little bit,
which I hope
that info. That's kind of cool.
Thank you for me. I was hoping that some teams when they get to this point, especially game 3, the bans can really be quite telling, because when you pick a flex hero and you kind of ban like teasing your opponent like, hey guys, we're banning as if it's a core, but then suddenly it's now a support, like you can waste. And this is where Liquid, they just need to see through this. At no point should they change out their bans. They just need to ban one more core for the Magnus and Power.
Winter Wyvern coming out.
Ooh.
Great with the super carries as well, making sure that the super carry on the enemy team kills the people around.
Will we go as far as saying it's also a block pick?
I was about to say
there we go.
Steel pick, because I was thinking about it the first series. It was the AA that did put it off. That's why I went for Oracle instead. But this is a hero that I do surprise. Do the dispel.
Has maybe some weaker lanes and he can just run over the game, you offset and just ignore the type of Wyvern counter.
Exactly. I actually think gyro fits really nice. The magic amp too with just gyrocopter overall magic damage. Then your Cold Embrace is one of those that you don't really want to cast in a lot of situations, because you actually can get like 2 full sets of barrage off almost during that.
They could also still just go Leshrac. They don't have the Oracle, but with the IO.
IO Lesh?
Yeah, IO Lesh. Still pretty potent.
Why not both? Gyro and Lesh if it's both open.
So much damage. So what did they actually go for?
Why not? We got a Wraith King for Matu this time around.
They did need some component of frontline. They got a lot of heroes who want to reinitiate and play on the fringe of the fight, so at least this simplifies that engagement. He can play into Legion pretty well, and in the game not scared.
And we're protecting, we're saving. Where is the Wind Ranger going?
As expected.
It's still flex. That Wraith King pick does make it still open if it is going to be mid, or it's going to be moved and relegated as a 4 position. See what the approach is from Liquid if they do just pick up that gyro. I
guess the main concern for Secret right now is they don't really have playing in your tier 2s, tier 1s, having the numbers ready to make that play. They aren't going to be looking to smoke up and make any plays. As for Liquid, that's where they can maybe utilize pressure in this lineup, because when you're a lineup that's reactive and you're like overwhelmed, it's so hard to recover in these types of games. They're taking the time for this pick. This is, it feels like the discussion of, is it carry or 5 IO? Are we enabling the IO, or are we getting the IO to enable someone else? And do we want to prioritize Lesh, or do we want to prioritize gyro? If they do want to go through this too, so they could still go both routes.
That's a hurdle like a Baden.
So yeah, this is the IO carry with the 5 to enable. There it is.
Is that good nowadays? I thought it was nerfed quite heavily.
It definitely was.
So the main idea, I know the so basically the nerfs are basically just damage being reduced. Yeah. But the main concept of the hero is still there, right? It's the overwhelming pressure. You get the Ags, you have Helmet Dominator potential, you just overwhelm your opponent with just non-stop balls in the face pressure, and it's painful. It is painful to still play into. You're just not really killing heroes. You're just, slowly poking them away from their own jungle. Your mixed damage as well too, right? So you will be able to go through Cold Embrace. You'll be able to do this physical as well if your team does need it. You've got double save behind you. Very rare you see a Baden and Legion Commander in the same team.
That's true. That is true.
Dude, this is good. This is sustain on sustain on sustain. And Secret, they're the ones banning out the A in the first 2, and Liquid's like, thank you very much. We're gonna pick, triple healers, and maybe even the Snapfire can situation to be a healer.
Dire's ban now.
Is it so flexible? No, I think that's probably that's just the. Take out the Necro. We've seen Secret run it a couple times. A couple teams run it a few times. Not really super fond of the hero, but they do have 4 strength heroes right now. I'm looking forward to. So Secret has technically got 3 stuns. Breaking, Shackle. Sorry, the Timber Band just makes me laugh because they have 4 strength heroes.
Yeah, that's Dude, these spans went super fast.
They are gonna flex it.
There it is.
Oh, so who's gonna be mid now?
Yeah. No, but okay. So in this scenario, I feel like you put the gyro mid lane, You put the Io Abaddon in the safe lane, Io Core, Abaddon 5, Legion Snapfire is your off-lane duo, and then you have, yeah, just good, strong lanes everywhere.
But it looked like Secret was prepared for this, considering they banned out the cores, they banned out the Lesh and the Bristol, rather than the Lesh and the Gyro, so they knew.
So what is Secret's answer here? Like, they need... Okay, realistically, so right now, I think itemization is pretty key. You don't have the hard counters, so like a Morphling would play really well into Gyrocopter. You can't do that. You can't go AA, of course, you just wouldn't work in the draft. They need someone who ideally buys like a Skadi, or can at least have some type of like mitigation of heal, potentially, could come into play. Or just wave clear and just double down on prolonging the game.
So you think they're still going to keep the Io Abaddon bottom? They're going to put the Gyro mid and they're going to do Legion Snap? That sounds weird to me.
I think that's what works the cleanest.
I'm not really like
I
not like the mid gyros like at all. There is the Razor. I was hoping we'd get to see. I actually love the Razor pick. I think it's such a good. It's got great synergy with Curse too. So you're not doing damage, but you're stealing all the damage away.
Yep, as expected. There it is.
Going to be the mid. Okay.
No flex here. We've seen through it, Liquid. All right, so we've seen Gyrocopter's mid be either amazing or do literally nothing, and that's where I think Razor is going to be pretty okay in this matchup.
Annoying.
He's going to be annoying, and of course mid Gyrocopters, they play more on flak than like a barrage and a rocket. There's less lane to run your opponent down, so it's more about utilizing your farm. And of course Razor can happily do that as well and be efficient in the jungle. So yeah, mid's going to be a potential kind of farm war where Razor might actually have the advantage because Gyrocopter is more of a right clicker in this upper lane. So that's where Razor's pretty good. And yeah, they have really nice frontline eventually with the Wraith King, but again, it's just getting there.
What's the rotation potential for the supports then for the mid lane?
In regards to Secret, it's near nothing.
I don't think we're going to see a lot of rotations.
No, just a lot of
Liquid
stacking,
neither?
a lot of farm. Liquid does have a little bit of an advantage just because of Snapfire. But again, realistically, both teams will be looking at who can make the most stacks, who can farm them quicker, who can get to a timing first to start running over their opponent.
Anybody in particular that you like more here? Because it seems pretty even here.
I think I like Secret a tiny bit more. Same thing, like very, very small this summer. I like Liquid's a little bit more last game, but I think this Razor is the changer for me. I think Razor is one that I really wanted to see it in these type of games when I'm just seeing these like super carries. Yeah. And I think it actually does have its thing. And Io Gyro, they're both cores, so it does make it's not going to be them like tethered up and maybe
when they're 25 fogged.
I mean that
play for late game.
Play for late game.
Wait, we'll see.
Seems like we're gonna have a little bit of a stable laning phase and then some maybe explosive mid-game fights. I hope so at least, and I know our commentary team is hoping that as well. It is Cat and Kyle for game 3.
Yeah, certainly. We saw such a fun game 1 and then game 2 very lopsided. A Liquid game 2, I guess. It's really very rapidly becoming a mantra for them.
I don't even know what to say about it. Maybe just pull out a pocket strat or something next time, because the standard stuff is certainly not working out. And this draft is bordering. It's definitely weird, not quite criminally insane, but it's close because we have a Sumail mid Gyro, a first 2 LC, and they picked Wisp into Wyvern.
30 seconds to battle. Let's push.
Well, everyone's gonna spam out some lines. Okay, so I want to tackle the first one. First 2 LC. It's been very successful in China for Aster in particular, who is looks to be the top dog of this season. True. Why do you not like first 1-2 Legion Commander?
It's good as a counter to the mag.
Okay.
I like it a lot more now that I see Koifa is rushing Soul Ring, which is, I believe, the way to play the hero. I think he'll probably be maxing his W as well. So the name of the game is going to just be Heal Mecha. I'm just not sure the hero Wisp does enough damage post-nerf, even with the Ags and the whole itemization that we've seen.
No, well, he does have Gyrocopter that kind of fills that damage hole, right? It's like, Gyrocopter's just pure damage.
Sure, but he's really not a great matchup against Wraith King nor Razor. So it's just not a great game for Sumail's hero.
I will take you up on that argument of, because you don't like he's not a good hero against Wraith King because Gyrocopter is very much like a pretty burst heavy hero. True, right? And like Wraith King survivable. But with Io Gyrocopter, you are actually really good at extended long drawn out fights, right? With Aghanim Scepter and all the heals that you get from lifesteal.
No, that's a good point. Like, Secret's lineup, they've got the Wyvern ulti, the RP, the Link, the Shackle, etc. It's going to be all about finding burst kills, whereas Liquid's lineup is built all around survival. Wisp Gyro, they never run out of damage. They just have to stay alive, and the whole lineup is sort of built around that concept. And
that's a really good line when you're being chased by the gyro rocket.
we're gonna. Can you use, so if you were to buy like all the team's pennants, can you use as many voice lines as you want, or is it one team at a time?
No, it still has the normal chat wheel rules where you're only going to be able to spam 2 at a time before there's a cooldown.
No, but how many do you have access to? If you bought
you have access
team.
to all of them. Yeah, you just put them into your chat wheel.
Huh.
Taiga is very fire. He's good. But yeah, I particularly like the comment. Somebody said OG's next play is going to be using team chat lines against teams. You know, you're playing against Liquid, you just take all of their lines, start spamming it against them.
Yeah. I don't know how many of the community members could afford to do that, but I know OG can definitely make sure to buy every single team's max package.
There's probably a reason why we didn't see any chat wheel lines in the lower division game.
No. It's psychological warfare is a rich man's game. And let's see here. So laning phase probably going to be relatively even across the board. It's pretty tough to find kills with Wispa Baden.
Yeah.
Same goes for Wyvern Wraith King. Although they did almost find Taiga. Mid lane is the one I'm zoned in on, and this is the thing. You last picked Gyro, you sent to mid. Check out the net worth. This CS is just not good.
Oh, this is risky from Sumail. He's going to turn around actually with the creep wave. He had Rocket Barrage going, thought he could maybe catch Nisha there, but just outmaneuvered him with the one level of the passive like that. That's kind of nice. What you doing back here, Insania?
And like, I don't want to take anything away from Nisha here, but you know, Sumail's one of the better mid players in the world. And if this matchup is so poor, he's 5-3 against 8-12. You gotta question whether that was the right last pick for your win condition.
Yeah.
My responsibility.
It's just very troubling whenever you see a hero, because mid lane, we've heard multiple players speak about it. No one, most notably over in Eastern Europe, discussing how you really can't lose mid anymore because there's the rune at 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and 4 minutes, but Gyrocopter can't really just translate. But you just need more levels before you're able to do that sufficiently.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it would have been okay if he had like 2 or 3 more CS and could have had a bottle in time to be able to pick up that water rune that he just picked up, and like he would be kind of okay. But he was so ruined from the first 2 or 3 creep waves that as a result, his bottle is so incredibly delayed. Sumail's gonna have to make the long walk back to base. Oof, Insania, oh, they dope the tower again? How do they keep finding themselves back here? I can only assume it's some good skewers from Zai.
Man, no matter what, our TZ always finds a way to make it back into EU. And I wanted to check out top. Koifa went for the build that I like to see. Typically we see 0-2-1, but I actually like this in this spot because you're just hitting the Wraith King in the face. We'll probably see him put an extra point in W. This is how to play Legion Commander. As soon as you have level 2 W, it's free. Soul Ring, W, attack the enemy. And Wraith King, typically one of the harder heroes to trade hits with, cannot do so against Koifa's LC. Just won't be possible. Even getting the Orb of Venom for better trading. And then Taiga, Blightstone, and the minus armor, they're actually going to be able to apply some pretty heavy pressure up top to this Wraith King with levels.
You know, when you capture somebody long enough, you get used to like some of their points, and that is the first one I've certainly gotten used to. You, Kyle, I know you love whatever the Legion Commander gets picked up. If anybody does anything other than Soul Ring and maxing out W, Kyle's gonna have a problem.
I will have a problem. I watch good players, okay, play Legion Commander. Ice, 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 every single game. This is how he plays it, okay? It is universally the way to play the lane. If you're not doing it, you're doing it wrong. I can stand for 2 points in queue. Maybe. In specific scenarios, 1 is typically the most you'll allow. And yeah, Koifa wins 0-2-2. Another very fine gentleman, an excellent player, a scholar. Love to see it. Love to see Liquid ahead in the lanes, but mid is still pretty much a disaster. Taiga's come over to maybe try and help out. You do threaten kills with the rocket into Q combo on Denisha, but he's a little too wise to that, and he already rotated out.
I'd be a bit afraid of Nisha turning around on them with the 3 levels that he's got on the static link, and now his ultimate up. They're gonna start going for it, but yeah, he's already drained enough damage. They gotta get out of here. Where's the cookie to bail out Sumail? Nisha doesn't want to dive just yet. Perhaps aware that Taiga may be lurking there in the trees. Sumail on his second trip back to the base.
There's just nothing you can do this lane. I really love the way Nisha built here. That 1 point aura is now, oh, he's dead. Oh, he's not dead.
Nisha can try and catch up to him. YapzOr certainly will. One run, 1 hit, 2 hits, that'll be enough.
The link damage faded, but oh, hang on, this could be, he has no...
The rocket's coming in. He's no damage. Second round of rocket barrage. Is that going to be enough magic damage? Oh, no, he got out of way. He got out of vision for a second. Koifa's going to come in. He was swinging. He gets him. Oh, man.
Oh my God.
Nice deny on the bounty ring. Well played.
Koifa had 0 points in Q, right? So if he doesn't get that kill and they somehow turn around, I would have had to quit. That would have been too much of a caster's curse. But they do get the smack. Very, very fortunate, because if you don't get something out of that, it would be quite grim. And poor Sumail, he just doesn't really have an answer to being ran at. Oh, whoa! YapzOr canceled his auto attack. Should have denied the rune, but misclicked or something.
Unfortunate.
Maybe he didn't see him and thought that there was no threat. Not sure.
I'm hoping that William will forgive me for this. So Blitz told me that apparently Sumail said that if I lose the lane, I will play 20 pubs per day till the next official.
Oh. Well, I am sorry to say, Sumail, if you end up watching this VOD, you didn't just lose this lane, you got thoroughly thrashed. And I know you might claim matchup, but, you know, can a king, are you a king if you make excuses? I thought you were responsible. You're lord of your land. Whatever goes down on your turf, that's you.
Yeah. 2-1 Secret holding a slight net worth lead here in a critical game 3 for both of these. Liquid on the upside for them. They get this victory. They still have a chance to be able to tie with Alliance and potentially take away first place from them and go automatically into the playoffs. On the other side, Team Secret is kind of in danger of being relegated, as weird as that sounds to say. They have not been doing so hot in the second season of DPC after they were completely dominant in season 1. Rotation coming in, big smoke bang, but Nisha, they're gonna catch him just inside of the AoE, but a shackle shot delays out the duel. They'll finally get it off, and it is still a win for Koifa.
That was huge. There's the Snapfire. Like, we see now why this hero is being first picked by both of these teams. Great body blocking by Taiga.
Yeah, that was sick. Now Sumail's full health with the full bottle.
It's a combo. It's the laning prowess, the kill threat that Cookie is providing, but the minus armor represents so much damage amplification. 5 minus from the little shredder. The Blightstone makes it 7. That's a Deso. He's walking around with a Deso. It's 8 minutes into the game.
Yeah, no, that minus armor has been super fearsome. Then we've seen how good the Cookie is to be able to assist. The Sven from last game, nice gank here from Nisha, but they already blew their stun.
Man, the healing from the press the attack level 3.
Oh my goodness, Kyle. And it's free if you use Soul Ring.
He didn't need to there because he was trying to escape, but yes, the stick into the W. Wow, such sustain, much wow. Gyrocopter. Now might be able to get a rocket onto Nisha.
Oh no!
It's Zania.
You turned the wrong direction. Maybe it's for the best. The TP was already coming in from the Winter Wyvern. Meanwhile, we haven't checked in on Mickey for a while. He's not quite keeping up with the Wraith King, but he's doing all right for himself.
You got the best creep for farming.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can pop the Soul Ring, give mana to the creep, and spam lightning.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't think about the mana regen aspect, giving the creep. That's cool.
Yeah, because it was nerfed in the past. You can't get like so many free lightnings off.
Yeah,
now
it used to be you could cast it like 8 times or something.
Because it's a 4-second cooldown. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous amount of damage. It's a max level Zeus chain lightning.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Wow. And as a result, he is actually kind of keeping up with a Wraith King who I would expect you to naturally out-farm an IO, just because you got skeletons, you have like ways to be able to... Oh, Nisha, this is troublesome. Sumail's gonna catch up to him. Around rocket barrage until he's knocked out of the air. YapzOr hits them with a powerful shot there, and Zania is gonna be run down as well. After being skewered back to the tier 1 town. Doesn't work anymore. 3-4.
I was just testing you.
Yeah, it's a good test. Good test. It was nice pop quiz. Middle of the team fight. Pop quiz.
Hey, it's when you least expect it. Mickey, yeah, he's just smart. This game is going to be more slow paced, folks. You got a Wraith King on one end, Liquid, their timing, no, maybe slow pace isn't the right term. In theory, that item right there just queued it up on Mickey. Aghanims will change things. Took you away.
They're going to wait this time to use the stun, but the Mortimer's Kisses are raining in. Insania does have the helping hand of the Aphotic Shield. If anything, they could have maybe gone for the duel. Take away the first life, skewered back in. Insania still not level 6. Put into a nasty situation. Matamba, man, they're still trying to take away that first life. They've got Sumail. Oh, nice RP. That's only on to 2, though, and they're going to back away. They didn't catch Mickey. The relocate's going to run out fairly soon here, but the Cookie does stun up the Absorb. They're still chasing, but Nisha, he's now leading Sumail like a dog. That's not good. All this damage being taken away. A skewer to be able to stop the TV away from Taiga. Catches Sumail as well. Double kill for Nisha.
I was so sure Mickey was going to take somebody away. Or Mickey was going to, bring Sumail out of there. And then you see them kind of in no man's land, like, wait a second. This is not where I want to be. We don't have numbers here. Secret doing a great job. Rule number 1, playing against a Wisp, always be ready to take a team fight as 5. They brought the entire squad, and they were ready for that. And, oh, my God, is that a stack.
I like that. Using the shockwave to cut down the trees, because getting these stacks, pulling that direction on that big an ancient stack is kind of hard.
Perfect timing, yep. And they know, okay, no, relocate. We got a bit of a window here, so time for Matu to take this stack.
Bit of a DD as well.
This is something you never see. Wraith King with a, was that a quad ancient stack?
Oh, yeah.
12 minutes in, you typically can't farm these ancients at all, but with the benefit of Empower. You know, an armlet? All right.
Don't stack ancients for a Wraith King, guys.
No.
He'll hate you. It literally becomes a camp he can't farm because of you.
Yep.
Radiant's bottom tower is staggering.
Built-in Battle Fury, though. Paying dividends.
Fortification.
Now we'll see. Secret off to a pretty good start, but it's all about the gyrocopters game. And Sumail, the trouble with this hero, especially for the mid lane, you were hesitant about the pick for the same reason, I think. What do you do to catch up? You're all about fighting. You have to be strong. You have to be able to run at enemies. This hero was popularized by Havost, for run in, divide. And if you're unable to do that, the hero just straight up feels underwhelming.
Ooh, Taiga. He was tempted to try and outplay Yabsor there. Throw out the Mortimer's Kisses. I mean, that would strictly be a game of juking and judgment at that point in time.
Oh, but this is wild. So Koifa, he rushed a Blink Dagger. You don't see this very often.
Okay.
Typically, there's a Blade Mail. I'm a big fan of Armlet. That's what I saw Ice buying as well. But the Blink Rush is interesting in this sort of game because he's their only initiation. Right now, they're behind. How do they get back into this? Maybe some reload setups. A Blink duel on almost any core. If, let's say, you had a Snap or a Gyro there, Wisp comes in, that's going to be a kill. Almost certainly. So it forces Secret to be a little less greedy, because otherwise, right here, Koifa's going to go for it.
And they've got some real damage to pump into it as well, whether it's a relocate, which we're going to see here. Not quite good enough, though. The relocate comes a little bit too delayed. Koifa goes for the TP out. Puppy is, he doesn't have the mana for Winter's Curse, so Mickey and Insania will both make it out as well. They managed to force a heavy rotation from Secret, and look at them, they're immediately trying to poke it mid as a result of this.
It's the way you got to play it. Both teams really playing this strat. It took a little while. Game 1, very sloppy. Game 2, bit of a disaster for Liquid. Game 3, both these squads are certainly on point. Liquid have to make plays. The relocate nerf, of course, makes it take a lot longer.
Yeah, seriously.
I kind of take back what I said about the pickup potential. You need to pre-relocate, it feels, for that to be successful. And Secret, they have the tools to respond. If the mag is off map, if the Wyvern is off map, the relocate might do you more harm than good.
Go for again, but this time around, the minus armor from Taiga. It feels like Snapfire, very important for this. Yes. Mortimer's Kiss is an overwhelming amount of magic damage, and then the minus armor from Little Shredder will help Koifa out a lot too. So
I think this is more what you're gonna look to see. Mickey farming with himself and a creep. Abaddon trying to keep Sumail safe, but Taiga and Koifa, they have to hold hands because I think you've got it. The Snapfire is really the only true dual damage.
Yeah.
He needs to be playing with Koifa. Secret, let's see, Matu, he went for the Desto build. I like this a lot. He's gonna go Armlet into Desto, which is not like the pure farming build, but Radiance against all the sustain is pretty worthless. You need that hard burst damage, the ability to trade to go 1-to-1, basically making himself into the Sven from last game, where nobody on Liquid would be able to then go toe-to-toe with him. Duel becomes very dangerous for Koifa to cast. And it should enable him to be the hero dealing most physical damage on map for, in theory, this entire game.
Got to go a little Cool J on him, right? Mama said knock you out. Just got to go for that big old one-hit punch. We haven't been talking about Secret's strategy a ton here, more so on Liquid's, because theirs is very straightforward, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's Wraith King, like you're talking about, build up his damage. They've got mags, so he can empower farm. Like, it feels like a very relaxed and easy to execute game for them.
Yep, hold one of the big spells to combo break Liquid's jump. Get a link on the gyro. Probably gonna win the fight. Wraith King does all the damage you need. Maybe not as high numbers as we saw in the Sven, but certainly enough. And yeah, it's go time. They have the Deso, so they want to fight.
Blinks away. Tubman Man holding on to the stun as they now begin their assaults on the tier 1 tower. Cold Embrace helping the creep wave tank for them.
So much damage.
Liquid need to find a way to respond to this. And it's not like I don't think they're going to come up with the answer fast enough. Kyle, would you say that, do you still favor lineups even at this level of play that are easier to execute? Because that is a bit of a difference, right? We've been talking about how does Liquid make this lineup work, basically. Oh, nice pick on Yapso.
That's one way to get started. They gotta be cautious though. He's got a buyback, and they're being wrapped around on.
Yeah, Secret. They're not gonna give up this mid tower without a fight, I feel. Leading off, stun onto Mickey. He's got that Aghanim Scepter that you were talking about. A big power spike for Liquid here.
They don't have Zai because he's 10 gold now away from the Blink Dagger. If they can pick that up, they'll probably look to fight mid.
Oh yeah, this will be a huge surprise. Big opportunity here. But Liquid actually back down.
To answer your question, I think easier to execute is almost always going to be more comfortable. The caveat is, do they need to win a near equal number of team fights to take the win? Because easy to execute is nice, but if you lose one fight and thus the game, it doesn't really seem that easy. In this case,
RP straight up, Zai skewers him back in. Shackle shot, that is so much damage. Look at the Fuel Scepter to be able to survive, and he gets up his ultimate. The Winner's Curse laid out, the Aphotic Shield tanking as much as they can, but it looks like the damage is going to overwhelm him. Now Insania doesn't have its ultimate. The Cookie to try and bail out Koifa. Samael, now he's being dragged and shackled to the other core of Koifa. It's a disaster for Liquid as they are going to lose 4 outside of their tier 2s. And look at Taiga, he's hoping that he can find a rebuttal here, but he will not.
Too much damage. They were not ready. Looked like, man, if Mickey just has anybody behind him as this begins, maybe he survives. The RP, they've multiple cleanses, nobody there to remove it. Here comes Sumel. He's actually the first one in the vicinity. Great heals from Nisha. He forces the ulti from Insania just to be able to try and get heals off, but you have the Wyvern as well. This is the danger. Liquid's whole lineup is gonna try and fight in this concentrated ball. That was the easiest 3-man curse you'll ever see. Another shackle from Yapsor, and that's 4 kills for nothing.
Yeah. Sick Winner's Curse, a great pickup against this lineup. And Liquid now really feels like they're against the ropes. 5,000 net worth lead for Team Secret. Oh no! Tried to blink in and catch Zai, but Shockwave catches him mid-blink, and he is not able to grab Zai as a result.
This is one of the dangers with LC. Big fan of the hero. I like Koifa's build, but ground boots, blink blade mail, you are running around, you're a duel, and that's about it. And hey, a dispel, not bad, but will be
able to give that to Mickey. He's looking for the jump away, but again, the Winner's Curse is there to make sure, even as Mickey is barely looking for the escape, he is still overwhelmed by the big team fight. Secret look to be able to chase for more, but Liquid are able to cover the rest of their heroes. But yeah, as we could see, that ward very important in Team Secret's in the confidence that they went for Mickey. They knew there was not a whole lot of heroes behind them.
It's a 5K gold lead, but you know, I will say, Liquid's course.
Have the
More fortitude than I expected. Sumail is somehow on top of his team's net worth charts, which might actually be more of a problem for Liquid than you think about it, considering how terrible his lane went. And this is likely a free Roshan considering the DD on Matu.
Yeah, that double damage cuts down this time by a lot. And as a result, Liquid just now respawning on the IO. He's going to TP to tier 2, but it's a bit too late. Mortimer's kisses start going out. Koifa's already down to half health. And the Mortimer's kisses are being shrugged off because they just don't have the levels on Liquid here. Oh, attempted to go for a skewer. Oh, Insania, that was 1,185 damage. He almost got one shot 21 minutes into the game.
Oh my, this is spooky. It's really reminiscent of that second game. Matu is just so damn strong. If you get, oh no, the kiss caught.
Dual Scepter coming into play again. Fortunately, he's got another tether out.
That's the way that you would hope a fight would start for Liquid. Oh, not like this.
Start shocking away. Sumail. Another big crit like that, and that would be the end of him. But Man did not have any follow-up disables. He was way out in front of his teammates.
It's a reverse of that first game. Liquid now, they want long fights.
Oh, nice catch with the turnaround here. The focus fire, relocate in. May not be able to win the dual damage. Oh, they do. Barely. Decent pick off and punishing Absol for going for a greedy pick like that. They're looking to come back in. The relocate back and a TP in as well. Coming in from Koifa. Chasing after. Man already being low. Hoping to be able to take away that first reincarnation, that first life. Koifa very low, as you said, with just the blink blade mail. He's so squishy.
Yeah, they need longer fights. They want to just kite and bait Secret. They have two huge cooldowns, the RP and the Curse. You maybe consider Reincarnate as well. And in fact, consider Link a team fight winning spell. They need to kite them. They need to ensure that all damage is available on their gyro and their wisp, and then accept damage and just heal through it, dispel through it. 20 to 30 second engagements probably would go Liquid's way, but the trouble is, they catch an RP and a skewer away before anyone can react. That hero's probably just going to die to Matu.
Yeah.
He's 3,000 gold ahead of the game. He'll have AC, it looks like, complete soon. No, that's got to just be the Hyperstone he has queued up for now. I don't see anything on his courier.
Now they're, I guess they already had the outpost from taking that mid tower, but they will further control this part of the map now that both the tier 2s are gone. And Liquid are just forced to take refuge inside of the dire jungle.
But just remember, the way that the Wisp lineup wins is much like we saw at TI. It's been nerfed since then, but the HP regen amplification from the San, that's going to be very helpful. You have the range on the spirits at level 20, the plus 60 spirits hero damage. That is insane. It's an extra 3 levels represented in terms of damage output. And that's the win condition. Suddenly Secret, they can pummel all this damage in. Wisp heals through it, continues popping spirits.
Oh, didn't get the blink off in time because Man blinked on top of him and went for a hit with his sword rather than the attempted stun.
Ouch.
But yeah, we talked in the past about experience-dependent lineups, and it almost feels like this is a downside of Liquid's because they didn't get the ball rolling early at all. Their Mortimer's Kisses has been level 1 for the longest time. I think Taiga just now getting his level 12. As you said, like this IO, very dependent on getting his levels to 15 and 20, but now he's only 16 and may just be dying again here. But fortunately, the Cookie bought him a lot of time. Insania gets him out there. Skewer back, he's going to be able to get the 2-man RP, and the Gyrocopter being ripped apart, being saved bit by Insania, but a beautiful shackle shot. They're trying to give him the tether option, but Mickey doesn't have it up for another 8 seconds. Now Insania. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That damage. BKB for Nisha as well. This is looking like Secret may call an early GG out of Liquid. As yeah, Winner's Curse, a solo one, so it's not going to last nearly as long, but it is enough for Zai to be able to get the skewer back in. Shackle shot beautifully set up. Secret are just kicking out on all cylinders right now.
And they start spamming their own voice line, an apt opportunity because that is kind of the feel right now. In fact, Insania is probably saying that exact line line through voice comms to his team. And I understand now, Secret, they're using EG's voice lines and sprays, perhaps stealing some of the strategies too. Yapsor's Wind Ranger reminded me a little bit of crits. Some 6 shackles. I believe that was the 3rd or 4th time we've seen both cores fought together. And unfortunately for Liquid, they just don't have the sustain. And a perfect reincarnate timing. The skewer back after the RP. And then you notice as soon as Matsu came up, he was empowered. So that's just a definition of an alley-oop.
I like to think about it more as the natural cycle of life, you know, our TZ cycle from EG to Secret. Here, he's back in Secret in some form at least. Oh, try to go for a duel once again. Bit off the mark.
Really?
And they gotta, I feel like they almost gotta get out of here. Double damage, picked up for the mag.
Really good shard he picked up, Koifa. Makes him very much a support Legion commander, but that BKB, oh no, it's Zania.
Zania just playing the front line, seeing if they can get a little information. Then Mortimer's Kisses starts throwing down, but they don't have any stuns off of that, so he's just hoping for damage at that point. Yapsor easily finds where he's planted at the river, gets the kill on him. Winner's Curse to be able to stop Koifa's delay, but Sumail, he's the one who's in real trouble right now.
I'm not even sure. Have they put reincarnation on cooldown yet?
Finally they do. Matamba Man loses the reincarnation for like maybe the first time this game. It's just been crazy.
They can't fight. Liquid, the whole draft is based on being able to accept damage, and they're too far behind. So, you know, their lineup, their one stun is a blink and a duel. You can't really do that at this point because Secret, they're just too damn far ahead. And I don't want to say they've accepted it, but based on the spam, they may know the way that this game is going. Secret fighting for survival, likely going to be qualified TI on points no matter what they do so far this season, but I can imagine they'd rather not have the shame of falling to Division 2 before they come over here rather, to Stockholm to play TI.
Certainly. And after all, like, you could use as much practice as you can get before TI itself, right? Nothing. The DPC, you know, it's one thing. It's a very different beast. At least majors get a little bit closer to the pressure, the timeline of playing so many games in fast period. Koifa with the shard pickup. It's another interesting idea that could have been able to help out this IO lineup and make it look really good. But Matamba Man is just a beast right now. The Sven, the Wraith King, it doesn't matter. He's just charging in. They're going to be able to take away the reincarnation without losing a hero just yet. But now Niche is in with the BKB, Static Link, and the Winner's Curse on top. Koifa's going to be chased after by Matamba Man while Nisha deals with the mail, challenging the opposing mid laner to a duel that is just all but unfair.
Did he just crit him so hard?
Yes. Mama
I haven't seen
Kyle.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's time to call it. That is nuts. I have not seen that in months. Absurd amount of damage. Well played by Team Secret. They may be down, but they're certainly not out. Dominant performance. Second loss for Liquid so far this DPC. That means Alliance will now control their destiny. If they can take down Hellbear Smashers, they're